This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now, clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham, man.
Bria Hartley just took Sophie Cunningham out of the game with what looked like a brutal leg collision.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty, dirty player.
A single picture set the internet on fire. It shows Bria Hartley with a sinister grin stretching across her face, a malevolent look captured just moments after a brutal collision left Sophie Cunningham injured on the floor. To thousands of fans, this wasn't just a smile, it was a confession. Hartley had just taken Cunningham out of the game with a dangerous leg collision, and the camera caught her seemingly celebrating the outcome while Cunningham limped away in agony. Was this a tragic accident blown out of proportion, or was it a calculated act from a player with a history of crossing the line? The officials let the play stand, but the court of public opinion was about to deliver its own verdict, sparking a firestorm that would overshadow one of the most incredible comebacks in WNBA history.
Go.
Is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
Should be. Scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
It all started with a routine possession that turned ugly in an instant. During the second quarter, Bria Hartley drove hard toward the basket, her momentum carrying her directly into Sophie Cunningham's planted right leg. Cunningham
and Fever fans wake up pissed off today. Pissed off. Not only are we getting assaulted, but they're smiling about it. This is the 6th time they've smiled, laughed, and cheered on our Indiana Fever players getting assaulted, getting injured. And it pisses me off.
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy. I believe
immediately crumpled to the hardwood, her face contorted in pain as she reached for her knee. She tried to sit up but collapsed again, unable to put any weight on it. As trainers rushed to her side, helping her limp off the court, a palpable sense of dread filled the arena. The slow-motion replays only made it worse, showing an awkward, unnatural angle of impact that left players and fans holding their breath. Fever head coach
making all kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right? Winning the trophy for it. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
Listen, Sophie Cunningham was targeted, y'all. I'm telling you right now, Sophie Cunningham was targeted by Bria Hartley, and it just is what it is. It is what it is. I don't want to sit here and play games and act like, she wasn't. She was targeted by Bria Hartley, and that's just the fact of the matter. And people can act like it's not all they want. I told you guys this girl was a dirty player, and that's all she did today was show how dirty she is.
Coach Stephanie White later admitted her first thought was a stunned, holy sh*t, the kind of reaction you have when you know you've just witnessed a potentially season-altering injury. Moments later, Cunningham was officially ruled out for the remainder of the game, leaving a massive hole in an already depleted roster. But the play itself was only the beginning of the story. As the game continued, the real drama was exploding online. The officials never paused the game to review the collision, a decision that fans immediately saw as a massive failure to protect the players. The lack of a whistle felt like a green light for
Now look,
You can tell Bria Hartley, in my opinion, she launched herself into her knee. She did. And I've seen some of the reaction online. And guys, it's despicable. It really is. There's a lot of people celebrating this injury. And guess what? You can imagine who it is. It's members of the old WNBA fandom, the ones that root for Paige Beckers and Angel Reese and Asia Wilson and all the usual damn suspect.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fights, and Charles this time trying to fight through the official, points a long finger. And as both teams walk to their respective corner.
But we mentioned the physicality and that last possession, the contact being let go. This time, I think it was accidental by Hartley. And then Reese just with a big reaction. And Tina Charles, being the vet that she is, going to stick up for her team. If you know anything about Angel Reese, she is going to go hard. She's tough. She cares about making a stand for her team. And I love the reaction from Tina Charles as a vet. You want to see your vet.
Reckless behavior, and the outrage was swift and severe. Sophie Cunningham's own family led the charge. Her sister, Lindsay, took to social media to criticize the inconsistent officiating, pointing out how the WNBA often fines players for speaking out instead of addressing the dangerous calls on the court. Her mother, Paula, went even further, directly accusing Hartley of being an out-of-control player, though she later deleted the post. Their frustration perfectly mirrored the sentiment of Fever fans, who felt their player had been targeted and left unprotected in a dangerous moment. The silence from the referees was deafening, and it turned a controversial play into a public trial.
This is Bria Hartley right here, grinning from ear to ear, with Sophie Cunningham smiling. I mean, that's despicable, folks. There's no other way to look at it. Yeah, how about this right here? That chick grinning after Caitlin Clark got slammed to the ground. And then this chick. I mean, really? Unbelievable.
Just as the debate over the hit reached a fever pitch, one image changed everything. A broadcast camera locked onto Bria Hartley on the sideline, and for a split second, she was caught smirking. That single frame, clipped and shared thousands of times within minutes, became the centerpiece of the entire controversy. For viewers already convinced the play was intentional, Hartley's grin felt like undeniable proof.
And again, the big steal by Nneka, and they're rolling. Diggins has it, and the frustration foul.
It was no longer just about a reckless foul. It looked like she was laughing at another player's pain. The image was so damning because it fed into a pre-existing narrative about accountability in the league. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't about a single ugly collision, it was about whether players were being allowed to get away with actions that put careers at risk. That smirk turned suspicion into outrage and cemented Hartley as the villain of the night.
An assassin, Kelsey Mitchell, has a new career high. Backdoor Mitchell, outsing in the paint for two. Kelsey Mitchell, the pig is matched up. Mitchell squeezing through for two at the foul. Fouls on the other end. It's Mitchell launching it and connecting. It's another double-double.
The context of Hartley's career made that damning image sting even harder. If it had been a player with a spotless reputation, perhaps the reaction would have been softer. But fans immediately began digging into Hartley's past, and what they found was a highlight reel of controversial moments. Earlier that same year, she was caught on camera yanking Angel Reese's hair during a rebound, an incident that nearly caused a bench-clearing brawl. She had
Mabry knifes off the screen. Charles is doubled.
And Indiana looks like they're in a zone right now.
Kick out and stolen by Mitchell. Explodes 2-on-1. Sims elevates for 2 and a foul.
Bug with their point guards. This is where you have
Also been ejected from another game after a heated scuffle with Rebecca Allen. Reports of other dust-ups with players like Skylar Diggins had already built a public perception of her as an overly aggressive player. None of these incidents defined her career on their own, but when strung together, they painted a picture of a repeat offender. So, when the clip of her grinning after Cunningham's injury surfaced, people didn't see it as an isolated moment. They saw it as the latest entry in a long history of crossing the line, confirming their belief that she played with a reckless disregard for her opponents.
Odyssey Sims coming in. Kelsey Mitchell making a great heads-up play here, but Odyssey Sims has done a great job early on coming in.
Back on the court, the Indiana Fever were facing a total collapse. With Sophie Cunningham gone, the team's already thin roster was stretched to its breaking point. Star rookie Caitlin Clark was already sidelined with a groin issue, while key players Eriko Gunbowl and Sydney Colson were out for the year. Now, down by a staggering 21 points against one of the league's most physical teams, their season looked like it was officially caving in. Cunningham.
Boston will fire a three. It's in. Goes to the putback. Plus the foul.
Oh, look at Boston just muscle their way into Charles and lay it in. Boston deep position. Boston pretty spin. Back to Boston. Who ties the game? Boston now with her 15th double-double of the year. That's a new Fever franchise record.
Wasn't just a scorer, she was the team's emotional leader, the tough presence who kept them afloat through adversity. Without her, and with the weight of the controversy hanging over them, the Fever looked completely finished. The game was becoming a blowout, and it seemed this night would be remembered for all the wrong reasons. It felt like the unraveling point they wouldn't be able to recover from.
I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys. We will never be counted out because that is worth.
But then, something shifted. Out of the depths of despair, the Fever flipped a switch and mounted the single greatest comeback in the history of their franchise. The rally was spearheaded by Kelsey Mitchell, who had a quiet first half with just 4 points. In the second half, she went nuclear. Mitchell erupted for 34 points after the break, finishing with a career-high 38 points in a stunning display of offensive firepower. With ruthless efficiency, she hit clutch shot after clutch shot, refusing to let her team die. In overtime,
Shot clock down to 6 for the Fever. Turner, up fade. Turner kicks it. Whole three-pointer. Bottom!
Indiana's just
she was unstoppable, scoring the Fever's first 10 points and hitting back-to-back threes that left the Connecticut Sun completely stunned. Every time it felt like their season was collapsing, Mitchell delivered another dagger, breathing life back into a team that had every reason to quit. It was a performance for the ages, a heroic effort born from the brink of disaster.
First and foremost, they're good human beings. You know, they're selfless, they're tough, they don't care who gets the credit, they don't care whose day it is. They got something inside of them that you just can't teach. And, you know, they bring it out of each other. And it allows us to go through these incredibly tough times that we're going through, and always gives us a chance.
Mitchell's historic night was the headline, but she didn't do it alone. Aaliyah Boston anchored the front court with a dominant double-double, grabbing 13 rebounds and controlling the paint against Connecticut's bruising forwards. Odyssey Sims, thrust into a primary role with all the injuries, stepped up with 19 points and 7 assists, orchestrating the offense with the composure of a seasoned veteran. And then came the shot that sealed the upset. Lexi Hull, who had
Breezy, you are the consummate professional. We love you. We appreciate you. You were huge.
a quiet game statistically, rose up with confidence in overtime and drained a corner three that sent the Fever bench into a frenzy. It was the moment everyone knew the impossible had happened. A team that was down by 21 and emotionally battered had clawed their way back to pull off one of the most memorable wins in team history, proving they were far from broken. After the cameras faded and the handshakes were done, the true story of the night unfolded in the Fever's locker room. Coach Stephanie White stood before her exhausted but triumphant players, her voice thick with emotion. She told them this win was about more than just overcoming a deficit. It was proof of their resilience, concrete evidence of what they could accomplish when they refused to be counted out. The validation poured in from outside the room as well. Caitlin Clark, though absent, posted a message on X that simply read, "Battled, battled, battled. So proud." Sophie Cunningham, whose season now hung in the balance, echoed the sentiment, tweeting, "Kelsey freaking Mitchell." Her ability to celebrate her teammates' triumph over her own devastating setback spoke volumes about the team's culture. In the face of one of the ugliest moments of the season, the Fever didn't fracture. They forged a bond of unity that was stronger than any controversy.
And I'm just so incredibly proud of them for continuing to believe, for continuing to pull together, for continuing to step up. I mean, every single person on this roster impacts winning for us. And every single person on this roster is valued for how they impact winning, whether they play a second or not. They give and give and give to this team. And I'm thankful for this group.
Out of a moment of intense controversy and potential despair, the Indiana Fever delivered a powerful statement. Kelsey Mitchell's career night will be remembered in highlight reels, but it was the team's collective grit that defined their improbable victory. The incident involving Bria Hartley, however, remains a polarizing issue, intensifying calls for the league to take a harder stance on player safety. Fans and analysts are demanding accountability, with many believing a suspension is the only appropriate response to a play and a reaction that crossed a line. The WNBA now faces a critical decision on how to protect its stars without sanitizing the physical nature of the game. So what do you think? Should Bria Hartley face suspension for her role in the incident? And what does this incredible comeback say about the future of the Indiana Fever? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below.